All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Hope this microphone is attached correctly. All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our morning note. It is 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on a Wednesday, August 4th, 2021. Thanks so much for taking the time out of your day to join me. G.A.R Capital FX.com is our website. Let's go ahead and begin. Before that, bottom right hand corner of your screen, there should be a little white logo. Click on that, subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, like our videos, comment. Really appreciate it as always. Let's go ahead and begin. Dow futures are down 147 points, NASDAQ down about 0.16%, S&P down 0.37% at 43.98. Russell 2000 index is down 0.96%, and crude oil futures are down 2%. Gold is up 0.97% at 18.31 an ounce. 25.99 for silver futures, up 1.61%. 10-year yields keep slipping, 1.136%. US dollars down 0.20% at 91.90. The VIX 1885. Remember, I kept talking about that in the recap. If you want to take a look at it, it's on Instagram. 1885 up 4.49%. Euro dollar up 23 pips at 118.88, and the dollar yen 108.76, down 27 pips for my Forex people. Ethereum is up 25.96, up 4.5%, and Bitcoin is up at 38,860. There was some talk yesterday from Gary Gensler, head of the SEC, talking about crypto regulations. I went ahead and retweeted that. It's on our Twitter. I know there's a lot of info that comes up. We send it as it comes in. But I believe it's on the Wall Street Journal that Gary Gensler is talking about more regulation for cryptocurrencies, obviously reports to Congress as well. So again, getting a little bit of a dip there, but again, it's being bought right now. On the daily chart, you could see here, right near the 100-day moving average, right around 40,000. And again, the key level is 44,489 or 44,635. Got to break that 200-day moving average first before anything changes on Bitcoin. If we go and bring up Ethereum, again, talking about the big two, might as well. Ethereum is faring a little better, again, above the major moving averages. My level to break here is right around 2,900. Once that does happen, then we start getting a nice little run to the upside. Still bullish by the end of the year on Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm holding. Nothing has really changed for me. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over some pre-market movers. We had some earnings yesterday and this morning. Let's go and take a look. Don't know. Well, Robinhood is up 13.89%. If everyone said it's they're gonna fall, can't wait to short it. There's no options on Robinhood as of yet. So again, once it is available, then we'll let you guys know. But until then, I don't own any Robinhood. I have the Robinhood app for some stocks that I do own. Again, it's great for buy and hold. I don't recommend it for trading, but that's just me. Everyone can choose what they want to do. On the Dow front, Boeing is down 1%. JP Morgan's down 1.11%. Yields are falling. We talked about that. Chevron down 1.14%. Energy's down. Walgreens is down 1.37% after CVS reported their earnings. Merck is green and Johnson & Johnson's green. Really the only ones that are doing green on the Dow. In the S&P, AMD is in its own arc, in its own orbit. They're up another 1.28%. Right now at 114.01. Pfizer's up 0.59%. Ford is down 1.36%. American Airlines, Carnival, they're down today. Activision Blizzard on great earnings is up 6.35%. General Motors had a decent quarter, good profit, but they're down 4.27% pre-market. MGM up 3% as well. Bath and Body Works is down 21% pre-market. CVS had a good earnings report. They're down 4.88% this morning. Electronic Arts getting a little bit of a bounce with sympathy with Activision Blizzard. Again, the video game space. Moderna's up 0.17%. Tesla's down about a quarter point. Nvidia's down 0.33%. JD.com is actually green, 0.16%. Micron down 0.45%. Again, we talked about AMD being up. What else is here? Nothing really to concern ourselves with here. Okay, so that's where we are pre-market. Let's go ahead and do some charts here, and then we'll answer some questions. E-mini futures, again, right now, just really testing that 50-day and that 100-day moving average here on the 1-hour chart. I mean, we saw this yesterday. We had a dip, and then right around 10 a.m. with some strong ISM numbers, we bounced. Again, the VIX is showing us they're up 4%, but again, still below that 20 level. Nothing has really changed. There was a note that came out of Citibank today. I posted that on Instagram for you guys. You can go ahead and take a look. They're calling for a 10% correction to 4,000 S&P is their target by end of year. So again, not exactly, pretty much a bearish call from that Citi analyst talking about the market. I don't agree with that sentiment, but again, he's free to say what he wants. So 4,400 currently. Again, the yields are very, very key. 1.13% is pretty low. Could we break 1%? Again, guys, the yields are important to a certain extent. Again, obviously, we know about sectors and rotations and the reflation trade. When interest rates are higher, industrials, materials, energy tends to do better. Financials tend to do better. We know that. The issue is the volatility of bonds. If bonds are moving 50 basis points or 40 basis points or 60 basis points in a day, that's very volatile, and bonds shouldn't be that volatile. So that's kind of a spooking of the market there a little bit, AMD withholding. But for the most part, looking at kind of the mega cap names, the tech names, they tend to be holding up here. NASDAQ is holding up better than the S&P. It's holding up better than the Dow. What's dragging the Dow today? It's Boeing. Boeing is dragging it down, and JPM is dragging it down. So again, banks and industrials are more diversified in the Dow index or the Dow Jones Industrial Average than would be in the S&P, which the S&P is a little heavier on tech, as we know. And of course, NASDAQ is very tech-centric. So again, we're still above that 15,000 level in the NASDAQ. I'm still bullish on tech. And like I said yesterday on the aftermarket recap, really, the headwind for the market here is really any kind of Delta variant, the COVID stuff. But again, even if we, knock on wood, had a lockdown, these tech companies that did so well last year are going to do well again. Amazon would bounce, Square would do very well, Peloton would do well, Zoom would do very well. So again, that really remains to be seen what to expect next. So I'm expecting a nice bounce this morning. Again, we had some ADP numbers, private payrolls. Keep in mind, this is private payrolls. This is just, kind of like a business survey. ADP is a payroll processor. Let me get you the number. ADP, 330,000 jobs added versus 683,000 expected. Service providing sector gained 318,000 jobs versus 624,000 jobs month over month. Construction gained 1,000 versus plus 47,000 month over month. Manufacturing 8,000 versus 19,000 month over month. So again, a big miss on ADP. I've been working on non-farm payroll reports in ADP since I was trading Forex, because that was big for most Forex traders. And ADP, it used to be kind of a close correlation, but not always. So again, we're still getting employment added, but not at this pace that analysts are expecting. So again, that could be dragging the market too. But we talked about this before that, if the job market isn't heating up as of yet, then the Fed has their opinion kind of validated that they're not going to taper. They're going to keep easy money policies. I mean, whether you agree with it, tactically is your call. But I mean, it does help risk assets like high growth tech. So again, if you have big positions in high growth tech, then more than likely you want the Fed to stay with their policies. If you're a person that likes dividends and wants value stocks, or a saver in your savings account, you're not loving what the Fed is doing, because they're basically just killing you here. So that's our market commentary right now. Let's go ahead and answer some questions. Good morning. Good morning. What do you think of your Apple Friday calls now? I feel fine about it. Again, we're still above this red line here, which is the breakout level, really just 14 cents away from close yesterday. So I think we're going to be fine. I say we bounce. We'll break 148.26. So not really worried about it. Are there any low price stocks and names that you like? When you say low priced, are you talking about like penny stocks, like anything below $5? Or are you talking about low price in terms of valuation? GC entry level. Let's take a look at it. GC is gold. I have an alert here. I had one. Let's see if it broke here. Let's go and bring up the daily here, because futures are more swing trading. Yes, we're starting to break above 1833. So that was the level I was looking for. Nothing yet. I would say 1840 will definitely give us a little bit of breathing room with that break here in this base. So if we do, then you really have a lot of open air here to 1893. That'd probably be a really good trade, about a 50-point move. So 1840 is a good level to wait for. Let's see. Good morning, bro. Good morning. Is the private numbers an indicator for NFP? No, it's not. It used to be, but not anymore. That's what I was saying when I used to trade Forex. I was big into the non-farm payroll report because that would basically make your month if you traded it correctly. But now it's changed now, so it's not the same. ADP, I guess you can say is a preview, but it's not really in a sense. So I wouldn't put too much weight into the private payrolls. Friday's the big number. Good morning, Carlos Sevos. So watch on Palantir, NQ at ES. Thanks. On ES, really 44.20 is your high. The big support level is 43.63. You're in the middle of the range. NQ level you want is 15.080. That's what you're looking for. Palantir I own. Love the company. I hope for a dip down the line so I can buy more. But again, look at this. It's just kind of just tailing off. Nothing really going on. You need 23.13 before you do anything, really. So 23.14, you can add the alert. But if you're a call option rider or a put option rider on Palantir and you own shares, you're going to be doing fine because it hasn't been moving. But I still think it's a great company. Are you looking to continue pullback today? I don't. I'm not. If Fed tapers sooner than expected, you think QQQ will outperform in Q3, Q4? Depends on how much they taper. Again, if they announce it, that's fine, but how much? Remember, it's not just cutting off. It's just how much. That's the key. Thoughts on Affirm? Affirm is actually on the move with this Apple news, but it's pulling back here. If you wanted to invest in it, that's fine. I could see that. You're really at the lows here and on the daily, on the lower end of the range. If I had to pick a level, I don't want to own it, to be completely honest with you, because that's just credit risk. Remember, they take credit risk there. I think a Square is better in fintech because they don't have that credit risk. PayPal is better than Affirm, in my opinion. 59.58, your 200-day moving average would be a nice level to buy. I wouldn't trade it here, though, at all. Airline traffic is pre-pandemic levels. Where do airlines go from here? Yeah, I mean, well, we are saying that's pre-level pandemic now, but that could change. If we get a lockdown, airlines are going to take a hit, leisure is going to take a hit. So it really is the unknown right now. So we got to see what happens. Can't really make a call when we don't know what's going to happen on a macro sense. I still own Delta Airlines. It's the only airlines I own. And any level below 35.05, I'm a buyer. Let's see. If Amazon breaks 35.50, can we target calls? Remember, guys, Amazon is very expensive. Very, very expensive. So you have to be extremely careful to play that stock, especially on options. Right now, it's at 33.68. Yes, we're above the 50. But, a break of 3,400, maybe you could target 3,500, but I would not signal that because it's just too expensive. I mean, you're talking about $10 to $20 a contract. And again, that's like about $1,000 to $2,000 on one. So not exactly the best thing for our members when we don't know what everyone's trading with. I mean, the last thing I want is to signal something like this. It doesn't work out and they get burned. Can't have that. How far will FB continue to go? I actually bought some Facebook yesterday. Facebook is kind of just hovering here. 334.79 is my level to buy more. I think Facebook is an incredible company, incredibly profitable. The price does not dictate the value in this company. They're absolutely worth a lot more than they're shown here, especially with their numbers. Good morning. Thoughts on NVIDIA? NVIDIA's, again, just trailing that 50-day moving average. It did break above 200. I have the 200 calls here. Again, a little bit of a boost. Possibly we get during the open here. Then we can get to around 204.16. Once 204.16 hits, we're basically set. But really what we need is $200. But you can see that 50-day moving average has been just that guide. Grinding higher. It kind of reminds me a lot of that Citibank trade that we had where a lot of our members were freaking out and pissed off at it, and then we finally got it. So it took some time. Good morning. TSM has some room to run up to consolidating. Thoughts for investment, not a trade. I think TSM is a great company to own long term. Absolutely. If you want to buy a chip maker, you really can't. Only a couple can do better than TSM, NVIDIA and AMD personally. But yes, it's starting to move here. If you wanted to own some TSM, go for it. It's a great company to own. You'll be fine. If I'm all cash, should I wait for the correction to invest now SPY? I think what you should do is dollar cost average so you don't have to time the market. put $100 every week, $200 every week, $200 a month. So again, you're almost wanting pullbacks. It's so funny, as an options trader, you want the market to keep going up and up. But in the investment club that we have, that I handle, and I speak to them, every red day we're just like waiting for opportunities, which is amazing. We're like super happy when the markets are red because it gives us an opportunity to buy some stock. So again, if you're an investor, you're welcoming these pullbacks. If you're a trader, you want the market to go up to a million forever. That's just how it is. You're welcome. Thoughts on BA for investing? I own BA. I think BA is a great company. I think BA in about at least a couple years, maybe 3 to 4 years, we'll be back to 400 once everything kind of subsides. But again, to trade it here, it's going to be tough. You need 230 to break. But again, to invest in, I think it's a great company to own. I wouldn't put it as a core holding. I put it as a speculation holding. Again, we talked about core holdings and speculation buckets. Again, speculation buckets are like a Palantir, a Boeing, DAL, those sort of names. And then your core holdings are companies that you trust, an Apple, for example, an Amazon, for example, a Microsoft, for example, Johnson & Johnson, that are just extremely consistent, long period of time, pays out dividends and growth. So I would not put Boeing in that core holdings. I put it in the speculation bucket, absolutely. Thoughts on JEPI ETF? Let's see. Let me look it up because I've never heard of this. JPI Equity Premium ETF. I'm assuming it's a dividend ETF. Let's take a look at it. Let's see what it holds, first of all. So Equity Premium ETF, expense ratio of 0.35%, not the best, but let's see. See where that yields at. Not much here. Okay, let's see what their holdings are. Intuit, Accenture, Microsoft, Target, Google, Eli Lilly, Costco, Amazon, John Deere. Okay, let's see. Does pretty well. Had a great return. Obviously, when you have Google, you're doing pretty well, and Microsoft. Their dividend yield is right around 7.66%. Pretty good, and they have some good companies. So yeah, that's a really good ETF. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's bad because it actually has some really good companies on this list. So if they're paying that kind of yield every quarter, well, not every quarter, 7% annualized, then go for it. Expense ratio is a little high, but you get what you pay for. So I'm with it. Thoughts on Roku after Kathy Wood's trimming her holdings? I love Roku long term. It's one of my best returning stocks that I own. Again, they have earnings today, so that's more important than what Kathy Wood says. Let's see what earnings does. Looking at the daily, looks like we could recapture that 400 level on the 50-day moving average. Let's see what earnings does. I have no idea what will happen. Again, you can have a great quarter and still the stock go down, and you can have a horrible quarter and the stock goes up. So it really is all about the reaction. But looks like that 400 level, which is the 50-day moving average on the daily, could be in play here. Would I want to buy puts? If you bought puts on Roku or wanted to buy puts on Roku or trade Roku today, more than likely your best bet is to get out before the earnings so you don't get crushed. PFE levels for calls. This is Pfizer. Pfizer looking great, obviously. It is dipping here. So level, you need to break 46.30 for calls, which is the highs. That's what you want. Pfizer's a good company long term, pays a dividend. Can't go wrong there. That'd be a good core holding, for example. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. Have a great rest of your day. G.A.R Capital is the website. We will catch you guys later on today for the aftermarket recap. Cheers, guys. We'll see you soon.